What's going on, guys? Another day in Tampa. Want to go on another episode on P-Car. And this episode, I was thinking to myself, I said, what haven't I seen on a 964 yet on YouTube? Well, guess what? Surprisingly enough, we haven't seen a 5 things I love and 5 things I hate about my 964. So guess what? We're going to do a 2-part series. This is going to be 5 things I hate about my 964. A-Rod, hit that intro music. Alright guys, number 5, ride height. What do I hate about the ride height? My ride height is fine. My ride height has coilovers, but if you look at some of this stock footage of a ride height on a 964, oh, it's atrocious. It's almost like a prototype safari car. It makes no sense. Why is it so high? I get it. They probably had to do it for real world purposes, getting around for everybody. Plus it was the 90s. People just didn't think about, okay, I want this more aggressive, I want this more slammed. Now they did make a road model, rest of the world, where the vehicle was a little bit lower than the North American models. But I'm describing the North American models. So that's number 5. Thankfully, I've been able to adjust my ride height and get it down to where it should be at. Granted, it's a little low, but with that being said, ride height is my number 5. Here we are today with the beautiful arrows on it. I want to say most of the 964 guys who get a 964, that's one of the first things they switch on the car, is switching over to arrow mirrors. All right, number 3, sunroof. This car makes no sense to me having a sunroof. I get the times, like it was the 90s, like sunroofs were probably cool. It expelled luxury, things like that. But with that being said, you know, it's making the center gravity of, you know, the car a little bit higher because there's a lot of mechanical stuff in here to make this thing work. And there's a lot of road cars, rest of the world cars again, that didn't come with sunroofs. However, North American models came standard with sunroofs. So that option alone, I hate that about my car. A lot of guys who strip these down, that do builds on these, they take the sunroofs out of the car. I hardly ever use the sunroof, to be completely honest with you. I know some guys love it, but personally on the 964, I hate it. It would look a lot cleaner as just having one deck lid up here without this breakup. I know it's trivial, but I don't like it. So that's number 3. All right, guys, number 2. We are inside the car right now, and we're talking about these switches here. You know, one of them is for the sunroof. You know, another one's to reset, like to go on the left side mirror, the other side mirror, like to click on it to say, okay, I want to adjust it. That's the adjustment piece. I think that whole cluster, those 3 things, and the way it's set under the dash like this was kind of an afterthought. I don't like the way that's laid out. Again, I know that's trivial. You know, guys, I love the 964, so I am reaching here. But however, it doesn't make sense to have those there. Also, like this layout, you know, these are the fog lights, and then the headlights are over there, like right here. It's kind of all over the place, you know, like this whole like thing was an afterthought. Now granted, this is a sports car, there isn't a lot of amenities, and everything is super close and everything is super reachable, but you know, you put together this masterpiece, and then at the end of the day, it's like, it's almost kind of this hodgepodge of stuff. It was put together. You could have maybe centrally located all this stuff and put it somewhere. But, you know, I don't have a suggestion for that. I'm not part of the R&D team. But with that being said, that's number 2 that I don't like on my 964. All right, guys. Number 1 thing that I hate on my 964. Now, in this area, as I zoom in, you could see that there was a hairline fracture. This is a repair. Most 964s on this adjustable deck lid, when it comes out at speed, over time, this is like an ABS plastic. Even underneath here, it cooks, it gets hot. As you can imagine, as the engine gets hot, it's an air-cooled. This gets brittle over time. And this is supposed to create downforce. So when this comes out, this is a stress point. This cracks. I've seen RSs that have a crack in it that hasn't been repaired, and it cracks all the way through the paint, all the way through the plastic, and then it has to be like plastic welded and fixed, or you put a whole new one in there in place of it. So that was a really poor design, I think, looking back. Again, this car, you know, was made during an era where there was some, you know, bankruptcy issues possibly looming, but that is my number one thing, like, because that goes back to a quality situation, not even a mind over thought. So that's my number one bugaboo. Okay guys, so those are my 5. I know they were nitpicky, but with that being said, you know, those are my 5 opinions. Let me know in the comments below that if you agree with my 5, if you think they're stupid, what 5 you think might be bad on the 964. Kind of wanted just to do that because I know the 964 has a lot of hype and has a lot of people that are loving it right now. So kind of want to do the 5 things I hate first. To be continued. I'm going to do the 5 things that I love because I do love this car. So that will be next. But with that being said, we appreciate everything that you guys do for us by liking us and subscribing. So I'm going to take the time to go ahead and say that. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button right now. Show your love for us. We're out here doing this for you guys. We would love to engage with you, and please go ahead and share it, subscribe, do all those things. So we would really appreciate that. To be continued. Like I said, the next 5 things are going to come up as what I love on the 964. So that video will be coming out next week. We love you guys, and again, hit that subscribe button. Love you guys so much, and more things to come. And let us know in the comments below what you think about those 5. If you think I should have had a couple other 5 in there. I mean, I have some honorable mention ones, but we'll discuss those in the comments. Talk to you guys on the next one.